am the baddest of them all.
The baddest of them all? Froggy Fresh. Money Maker Mike. Chris Smith song.
Didn't he have another name?
Yeah, his first name was Krispy Kreme. But
Yeah,
the donut place was like, no, you got to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he had some hits.
Some hits?
I was a big fan, man, when that came out in 2012. And I was in school, and there was this test coming up. And it was the guy you met at Josh's bachelor party, the guy from Iran, Kamiar. And he came on there, and he said, he posted this. He's like, getting ready for a test. This always gets me pumped. And then, like, I went and watched it, and I was like, oh, at first I didn't want to see it, but then I was like, let me see what it's about. And I watched it, and I thought, oh, okay, this is fucking great. And then I watched the one where he's got, like, a chili bowl haircut, and he's, like, swinging on a little swing and shit. Let's see if I can find Haters Want to Be Me.
Swinging on a swing. There's one where he ain't got no shirt on, and it's the Christmas song, yeah.
He's got one where it's like Denzel Washington. He's just singing about Denzel Washington. Let's see if I can find that one that I like.
It's pretty dumb.
Oh no! Every video was a hit.
A hit, huh? He will always be Krispy Kreme in my eyes.
Yeah,
the girl can confirm that I've made out with Frog Fresh. Eminem is sweating as he watches this. I remember seeing this guy on Tosh.0. It took me 6 years to realize he was trolling. The only rapper Eminem wouldn't dare diss on Kamikaze. Who's still bumping this music in 2019? I beat up every person.
And I'm back on another track. This one's for the club. Yeah.
I've been shot about 5,000 times. 1 million crimes. He killed a great white shark. He pulled out his teeth and he ripped out his heart. Yeah, it's pretty fucking. I mean, apparently, from what I heard, is he originally tried to be like a real, like a real rapper. Like he was going to get into the rap game. You know what I'm talking about? Like, those kids that we grew up with, and like every now and then you'll see them post a video and they're like standing behind a microphone and shit. Like they're going to be these big breakout rappers.
Yeah, Aaron Emerson is one of them.
Yeah, like him, Lil A, isn't that his damn name, his rap name or whatever it is?
Peanut. Peanut's his name.
His name's fucking Peanut?
you know the story behind that?
No.
So somebody was taking a picture at this party. In Kearns, Texas, everybody parties out in their fucking backyard or whatever. And these people were taking a picture, and he decides to photobomb it by mooning the camera, and they saw his nuts. Peanut.
So that's how he got that nickname. So that's his rap name? He's officially called himself Peanut? Like that's on his album?
Well, yeah, it's little A in some videos, but it's also Peanut.
And there was another guy like
Stephen Hobbs,
little brother. He did it.
Stephen Hobbs. He's actually got an album or a couple of albums, and he's signed to a record label. It's not like uber successful, but he made product. So
record, quote unquote, label.
Yeah, it's a record label. It's a label.
I remember Thomas ODB. He had shown. He had like a picture that he posted. It's about to get real, and he was like in his fucking kitchen. And he had one of those microphones with the little pads in front of it. And I was like, anyways, so basically, we're talking about Froggy Fresh, John. Froggy Fresh.
What about him?
The artist formerly known as Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
So I was trying to tell Aaron, like, originally he was trying to be serious. Like, he really wanted to be a rapper. Yeah. But it's obvious that's not getting you anywhere. Like, nobody really cares. There's too many.
He has more fans than we do. And he has. Like his songs, by the way. A lot of his songs are great.
Well, no, I'm talking about like in the beginning, before he actually became Krispy Kreme. Oh. Like when he was just Tyler Cassidy, he wanted to be a serious rapper, and then he realized it wasn't working, So that's when he created the characters, Krispy Kreme and then Froggy Fresh. And that's when he got all the success. But then he had I guess all of his friends started going off to college and he had a fucking meltdown and he's like, I can't do this anymore. And I'm not, it's not working. And I'm
This
just,
guy,
You think
somebody
you think
said,
there's a mental state to being famous, right? There's a mental state that you have to be in when you actually have fans and you have to meet a deadline for when you want to produce or make videos or anything like that. There's a hard mental challenge to it, right? You think?
well, and his problem, he had another problem. He came out in 2012 and he was only famous on YouTube and the Tosh.0 thing. Like he didn't have a regular appearance in shows or.
One of the comments here says, this past year I found out he's from Michigan, has no accent, and is a talented musician outside of all this crap.
What's wrong with that? And?
Talented.
No, there's nothing, John. We're just saying that, it just.
Well, yeah, you remember another famous YouTuber, the Russian guy, the AFC Russian. He wasn't even Russian. He always did the gun demos and stuff like that. Wasn't really Russian.
I don't remember that one.
He's really from Tennessee.
Oh, I believe it. All right. So, did everybody see the new Tesla? My new truck.
Yes, Shane. Everyone's been talking about.
Somebody told Daniel posted a video and he said it looks like Laura Croft's tits from the '90s.
I saw an article.
Here's my thing, real quick. When he came out with the sledgehammer, I thought, oh, okay, I get it. He's gonna hit this first truck door. It's gonna dent it, but then he's gonna fucking hit the Tesla, and smoke's gonna come out. These fake ass flat doors are gonna fall off. She's gonna explode, and you're gonna see the cool, smooth Cybertruck. And he did it.
Yeah.
That's really the truck. All right. Okay.
When it first rolled out, I was thinking, all right, so the real one's like in the back somewhere. So,
somebody did a comparison to Homer Simpson's car that he made up with The Simpsons. It looked like that.
The big bubble one.
Not the knock. It looks like a great truck. It's non-dent, shatterproof. Okay, we'll get to the glass-proof shatter fail later, but that's what I had my thought. That's what I had in my head. Okay, this guy's gonna hit it, smoke and confetti and sparkles, and it's gonna pop off. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But
no.
it took a minute to adjust to it. It does remind me of someone put it say look like the Warthog from
yeah. It looks like Halo.
So I liked it more. I was like, oh, it's like the Warthog. I always wanted to drive a fucking tank down the road.
Yeah.
So, but in the upside, I think it'd be cool to have a truck that I can park wherever I want. Someone can throw their doors at it. I'm not gonna care. No one's gonna dent it. I remember I told you a couple months ago, someone threw a bottle at my windshield and broke it. I had to replace it. It'd be great to know that. Okay, when I walk outside,
why the fuck did that happen? Why did somebody throw it?
Just
Aaron. This is Aaron. I remember you got out the car one time and like opened the door fucking as hard as you could, hit somebody else's door.
No, hold up. So John was parked next to us, and I think I was with Daniel, and I knew that John didn't like this. He didn't like this kind of shit happening. But Daniel's yelling at John, and John's just trying to talk to Daniel. And so Daniel finally shuts up, and I just look over at John, and I'm smiling. He's like, "What's so funny, Aaron?" And I open the door, and I just kind of I just barely scratch his door. But he's like, "God damn it, Aaron! I hate that stupid shit. Why'd you do that?" And he just drove off real fast.
Breaking stuff for no reason.
I think it was I think it was some drunk kids just, walking down the sidewalk and just said, "Yeah, fuck it."
Yeah, I had a similar situation happen to me, John, when I lived at that 2-story White House, the one that got robbed and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. There was one day I went out to go to work, and it was nighttime, and I thought, was it raining recently? Because there's something on my windshield. And I try to run my wiper blades to wipe it off. And I was like, motherfucker, somebody threw eggs on my windshield. They just dropped eggs on them for no damn reason. And it happened twice, actually. It happened twice.
I went out to my car one time after work. Someone just left a bag of trash in my car. Just left a bag of trash on my trunk. Just bag of trash.
Good luck with that. I started watching The Boys. I'm almost done with it.
So
I think it's a little much. It's a little over the top, but
Let's go back to the boys after we're done talking about the Tesla. Hold on a second.
We'll clip note to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll come back.
I think it's a decent story. I kind of wish they would have gone along with the comics a little closer because they tell about, if you got Amazon Prime, you can go into this X-ray panel and it'll show you casts and it'll show you trivia and stuff. And it'll say in the comic books, this happened. And in the comic book, this happened.
That's Michael. Michael said he liked Green Lantern. I said it was shit because I read the comics. Now, I didn't read The Boys, so I can't tell you if the comics are better than the show. All I know is the show, I like it a lot. So.
Yeah, neither. And I can't say that either because I didn't read the comics, but it's just interesting to see how the stories are different from TV to comic book. Like there's several things. Like the woman, the primary and antagonist was a man in the comic books.
Oh, right. So I didn't know that.
Well, and a lot of times they have to change it up so fans don't know what's going to happen. Right.
Right.
So that's what they did with Walking Dead. Like they couldn't kill off who the fans thought they were going to kill off. That's why, like, Glenn got his fucking brains beat in with that fucking baseball bat. No, but that's how it happened in the comics, right?
Yeah, but they killed two. So you thought, oh, Glenn's going to live. Nah, let's fucking just kill two of them. Yeah. That's the most gruesome way possible, but,
Top design. The show's okay, man. I like that Carl Urban is a British guy, even though he's not really British. I think he did a pretty good job with that. And then they got Simon Pegg in it. I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that guy. I don't know how he doesn't have more roles. Like I thought he's a really cool guy. I like Judge. We did Judge Dredd. I like him in Judge Dredd. I liked him in Star Trek. He was great in Star Trek.
Good job.
I keep waiting for him to get that one big break. I think he's gonna get that one big break soon.
Well, he's the type of actor that has longevity. So you get guys like Chris Evans. Chris Evans ain't going to do stuff like this. He's only going to do big movies. But Carl Urban, you put him in anything, TV, movies, specials, he'll do it all. So with Chris Evans, eventually, people aren't going to want to see him no more. Because all
have you seen Snowpiercer, Aaron?
Yeah, I didn't really like it.
It's the Kevin Chris movie.
Okay, side note, real quick. I want y'all opinions real fast. Did Charlie's Angels fail because the fans didn't like it or weren't ready for it, or did it fail because we just didn't want another reboot?
Yeah, all the above. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, I was talking to Daniel about this last night. With Charlie's Angels, okay, the first one came out like I think 1971, like 50 years ago. And okay, so then they did a reboot in the late 90s, early 2000s, and that was fine. I mean, I guess it was fun. I didn't watch it.
Charlie Full Throttle. They did two of them.
Why do yet another one? Like, why? What more do you have to say about Charlie's Angels?
Because
fresh blood and a new story.
Someone had a
director
storyline. Hey, I got a good story. Let me pitch it. You like it? Let's do it.
I think people are getting tired of that. And the actresses they chose, none of them were impressive. Like, we know we have mixed martial arts, and we have women fighting in them. You know what a tough bitch looks like. Her nose is usually flat. She's got muscles up in her shoulders. She don't look like them little skinny girls running around.
That's not common exactly, and people have been ripping me apart about that on the internet. Like when I brought up Captain Marvel, the girl that plays her, I'm like, okay, I get that y'all wanted to pick a prominent female that's been acting and has some notoriety behind her. But when I think of Captain Marvel, I don't think of fucking Brie Larson. She does not look like her at all. And then these people are like, well, what about all these Asian martial artists that can kick your ass? And they don't look like that either. And it's like, that's not the point. Okay. Wonder Woman does not look like Gal Gadot. She doesn't. I get that she's exotic and she's got the skin tone or the eyes or whatever the fuck. She's a runway supermodel though. She probably weighs 160 pounds.
Okay. There's a difference to me. Charlie's Angels. They're regular women, yes, that know martial arts. But then you got superheroes that have superpowers. So in my head, that's okay for thin women to have those leading roles. Because they have superpowers, they have super strength and super speed. That's cool.
But Aaron's point, though, John, if you look at the Wonder Woman movies and you look at all the women in the background, they got like bodybuilders and UFC fighters.
I give you that. Yes, I give you that. That's what they look like.
Yeah, and they're from a culture of athletes. I mean, you got to look at the character and who you're picking to play these individuals. It's like they just don't look like it at all. And so you bring that up, and these scrawny girls are playing these talented agents or whatever the hell they were doing in this movie. I thought they made some pretty wise choices because you got Kristen Stewart, who has this background and she's reinventing her image. And I get that not a lot of people like her. Okay. But she's coming out with several new movies, and this is just kind of like on the wave of her coming up out of that Twilight debacle.
But I don't care about that relationship thing she did with her husband and crap. I don't care about like fans like, oh, they hate her because she cheated on her husband and whatever. Okay, that's their problem. I don't care. Just make the movie. I don't care what she did in her personal life, unless she like was doing something like racist or something like that. But I don't care, stuff like that.
Because just some people don't like her because they don't think she's talented. And I think she just needs the right roles, and she's getting some of them. She's not a bad actress at all. But when she did Twilight, that kind of put a smudge on her, and everybody's like, well, she can't really act. Like, you don't see the girl that plays Hermione Granger doing any big movies right now. You don't. I mean, you rarely see Daniel Radcliffe doing shit. He's on TV now. He's doing series. He's done some movies, but the fucking Woman in Black wasn't very successful. So
why did the reboot of Ghostbusters make a sequel?
That one was purely because the movie sucked.
Yeah,
all that was.
I didn't really like it. I think they tried too hard to be funny in Ghostbusters, and I think with Charlie's Angels, the reboot, there's just too much stigma behind some of the people that they put in those roles. And I think when you're making these movies and you're trying to go in a brave new direction, you got to be smart with how you do it. And what's her name, Elizabeth Banks or whatever hell her name is, she hit the nail on the head. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Well, if you've got a good marketing team, then you can market your movie to be even more successful. Like Michael Bay. Michael Bay would put out these ridiculous commercials, and those Transformer movies sucked. Those Transformer movies were shit. Okay,
I like 1 and 3.
First one.
I like 1 and 3.
First, second one were good. I'll give you the first one.
I didn't like 2. 2 was fucking garbage, John.
2 was okay.
Oh, the little.
Was great.
So you see what I'm saying here? Y'all can't even agree. Y'all can't even agree. So that's my point.
The little ice cream trucks, the mud flap and skip or whatever that was. John,
listen, those movies did fucking well because Michael Bay knows how to sell, and they didn't know how to sell this movie.
I like the first Transformer, and I like number 3 when they were on those wingsuits and they were going in through Detroit.
Those movies were shit. Even Michael Bay said they were shit. And he said, I know that they're shit, but you're still going to watch them anyway. And he was right.
I didn't watch Bumblebee, and they said that was a good one.
Yeah, even John Cena said that was a good one. He actually gave a really good one.
It was okay. I watched Bumblebee. It doesn't need a sequel. That one's okay by us. It's a standalone. It's fine. What was I going to say? So, okay, so in this turn, I thought this turn wasn't great, the first one, but they made a second one, and it was better.
Yeah, I liked that they had Krang and Rocksteady and Bebop. Like, that was cool.
So the first one wasn't okay. I was like, oh, it's dead in water. First one, dead in water. Ain't gonna make another one, And they made a second one because someone who has to sell it. Power Rangers, the reboot. I thought it was okay, but dead in water. Didn't make the money.
Yeah, that one was good, but like you said, they it's like I was saying, when I went back and rewatched the old episode the other night, like that movie is basically that episode. Like, it's just really drawn out.
How'd you make that X-Men thing that you made?
I used my skills.
Okay, what skills was that?
Basically, you take so there's somebody had on YouTube, they had a high quality video of that Japanese intro.
Is this what you do with your spare time?
The problem with that Japanese intro is that it's like this really dramatic, like kind of goofy rock music. It says shock, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And like, it's just not very. So I took that. So I load up the video in the video editor. I put that video on there, and then I take the audio track from it, and I just take that out. Like, I just remove the audio track, and then I took the American version.
Audio scheme, got to keep it mean.
And the American version, I left the video track. I took the video track out and left the audio track in. And then I just matched the audio up to the video.
That's my radio dial.
It only took about 15 minutes.
Okay, so
I only did it because Disney Plus is like, everybody's talking about the X-Men intro. And I was like, well, this might get us some buzz. It's an easy thing to do.
Might get some buzz.
The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some stuff to the Mortal Kombat theme.
You don't think somebody's gonna get mad that you're taking some original content and playing with it?
When you if you can mix two things together and make something new, it's okay.
Yeah, even though it's got copyright protected or whatever.
Yeah, but if you, like I said, if you take two things and you make something new out of it, it's something new. It's its own thing.
Yeah, but the source materials belong to someone else.
Well, I'm not getting any money off of it, so
Well, what if it leads to more views, and those views are a direct correlation to what you've produced?
I think with the new COPA requirements, I don't think we're going to get any money off of YouTube.
Well, I heard they have a bunch of problems with a lot of people on YouTube saying with all the new things they're doing, they're like restricting everybody is making it very hard for YouTubers to make money now.
Yeah, well, supposedly you can only have. I guess if it's not friendly for kids, you can't get paid, right? Isn't that how it works?
I can see how they want to be kid friendly because when you do adult things, not a lot of adults are watching YouTube, so they make their money off kids shows. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Turn it on, leave it on for the kids, and don't turn it off until they shut up.
John, my nephew was up here a couple of years ago, and they was like, "Let's watch YouTube," and they watched this video of these kids playing house. That's what the kids are doing. They're fucking playing house, and I'm like, "Hey, you can go play house on your own. You don't have to watch them play house."
No lie. There's a YouTube channel that Jonathan watches, and all it is are other kids opening presents. He loves watching them do that. He loves watching other kids open boxes of presents. He watches it.
We're over here fucking talking our fucking selves blue in the face, and we can't get shit going.
I mean,
I'll do that shit all day, Shane. I will sit down in front of you. You be open shit all day. Hey, Shane, open this box. Okay, open that box up. Wow.
That's what you do, Shane. You take all the boxes for your fucking toys and you box them up and you open them up like it's the first time.
There you go, Shane. Yeah.
Say that, but Kevin Smith tried that and it didn't work. So he tried Smith can't get it to work. We ain't got a chance in hell.
No, Shane, go get them birds. Go get them boxes. Put them birds back in the boxes and open up each one and talk about how and show the box off and watch it. Shane, you get more views off that box unveiling than this. I'll bet you.
I agree with you because people are always talking about a lot of people were asking me what do you think about all that? And I'm like, I don't watch toy reviews. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't need to see other people fucking enjoying the toy. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to see other people.
I will say, Shane, I'll admit, I am jealous that some of those more popular toy reviewers get those toys and statues and stuff like that. I am jealous they get those for free.
No, that's the only downside. A lot of them get them first before everybody else. I ain't
gonna lie, I am jealous that the Nerf gun reviewers, the Hasbro, Mattel, all these people, board game people. I am jealous. They get to do the promos for today. They get to keep it. Yes, I am. I do get jealous about that.
Yeah, my friend in New York that we talked to while we were there, he gets, since he's so close to the companies that make the figures, he gets everything right off the bat. He gets it weeks before anybody else. And the one time I got something before he did, he was like, "Oh man, I can't wait till mine gets here," because I guess he passed on it and he said, "Man, I should have got it."
I would love to be on that level, Shane. Well, I get things to promo.
Why, John? All the things you can do with your life, you want to have that? That's something you want to.
I would want to do that. I got it, guys. I got it. Look at me. I got it. Ha-ha.
y'all may not remember this, but y'all remember that show? It only did a season, and it was about this woman, and she's kind of pretty, and she did she was an interventionist on guys whose action figure collections have gotten out of control.
No way.
I remember this.
Life. Yeah, and there was this one guy where he did that for a living. His name was Sean Long, and he reviewed these figures, and he was dating this girl. I mean, she's fucking beautiful. And they interview her, and they're like, "Yeah, so what's the problem?" And she's like, "He loves his figures more than he does me." And the girl ended up leaving him, in real life, just left him. He wouldn't stop.
Okay. You're getting money to preview this stuff. Why are you complaining about how he's making money?
She wants to be. You know how women are, man. They want to. They want. They don't want. They
Go
don't.
ahead, Shane. Go ahead. Offer
They
us your
don't like,
insight, man.
they don't like to see something that that you value more than them. You know what I mean?
But I'm paying for your car, your house, this house, your entertainment, and all the jewelry and the whatever girls wear. I'll pay for all that for previewing this stuff. But you're still mad that I do it.
I think there's probably more to it than that. Like maybe he spent 3 or 4 hours playing with them or posing them or interacting with them instead of interacting with a person that could actually, do things for you that toys can't, like touch your penis or I don't know.
I would gladly take playing with toys for 4 hours over working for 8 to 12 hours. Shane?
No, that's not what I'm saying, man.
Okay.
Playing with toys instead of playing with that female's pussy was probably what was happening. And she was like, well, you're not going to touch me and you're probably gross because you don't shower or whatever, so I'm just leaving. Who the fuck is that?
That's the girl. That's the one that left him.
Well, I think you might have dodged a bullet there.
You think so?
Not a good pick. Let me find another pick.
Wait, why? She looked like a trophy wife?
She looked rough.
Oh, nah, she didn't
that
look
was a
rough.
very flattering image. I'm not saying she's not attractive, but that image was not very flattering. Maybe she has some other ones. Let me be clear here. I have several unflattering images of myself. I'm not trying to say I'm any better. I'm not trying to say that. I don't want anybody to misconstrue my opinion here.
Maybe she was a little vain. Maybe she wanted all the attention. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, back to your original question that started this whole tirade. It really is a shame Charlie's Angels didn't do better. I like the trailers. I thought Kristen Stewart had a good opportunity there. It had some other fresh talent that was coming up on the big screen, and kind of like I don't think Elizabeth Banks's complaint was the primary problem for the movie, but there was definitely just not enough interest. Mostly, because they didn't sell it right. I saw one trailer when I was going to see movies, and I've seen several movies over the past month. I saw one trailer for Charlie's Angels, and I was like, oh, that looks good. That was one trailer. How many trailers? You can't count how many trailers you saw for fucking Endgame.
Yeah. Every other Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah. It was every fucking commercial on the radio. It was tagged on all these different products, and so the advertising just wasn't there, and that's why I didn't fucking sell.
Didn't sell? What are you talking about?
Nothing. Don't even worry about it.
But how do you sell? Like you said, like I see what you mean. It was a what do you call it? An origin story. You got to the story how they all got together. No one ever likes those movies sometimes. But you had to show how the girls got together and how they got their skills and yada, yada, yada. But maybe the second one would be better with a better villain, so.
Well, they got to look at their script. They got to look at how they're going to keep it exciting, because action movies are only so good. The thing about the Marvel movies, what made them so good is that, yeah, you had badass action, but you also got to know these characters. Well, you got to know Captain America. You got to know Iron Man. You got to know Falcon and Sebastian Stan and whoever he played, and all those people.
But I don't know. But I don't know none of their villains. I know. Dr. Evil, Dr. Octopus. I know those villains.
Huh? Oh no, never mind. Yeah, okay, that's a better picture, Shane. That's a better picture.
I don't know any Charlie's Angels villains, so I can't say, oh my God, they got Dr. One-Eye. I can't get excited because I don't know none of the Charlie's Angels villains.
Yeah, you're not big on the show, so I can expect that from you.
James Bond, same thing. James Bond movie. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but all right.
The $6 million man.
Okay, there's a better photo.
Yeah, that's a much better photo. Yeah, she's actually very attractive right there.
Well, she left his ass because he wouldn't let the fucking figures go.
You're still hanging on. We done talked about 3 other things since you were looking that shit up.
Well, at the end of the day, it's your choice. He's probably one of those guys saying, "Hey, we know these are here before you. You can either live with it, or I hope you find someone better." You know,
That's what she had to do with Sarah. It's like, these are my toys. This is my life, and get the fuck out if you don't like
I
it.
can tell you about some shit. I'll tell you the whole story. It takes a little while to tell it. About 4 years ago,
You got any snacks, John? We're gonna need to eat something while he's doing this.
little Debbie. Where's that little Debbie at?
I got my box right here. I'm fine.
He ready to go. So about 4 years ago, Sarah and I we went on this trip to Arkansas, and we were up in the mountains, and she was off to the side doing something with the dogs, and I went down this little trail, and I climbed up this
dog she wants to kill?
Huh? No, she went off on a trail with the dog.
No, but she wants to kill those dogs, don't she?
No, yeah, now she does, yeah, but back then she didn't.
What? Kill the dogs?
Yeah, she's tired of the dogs. Because dogs and kids and babies, it's just hard to do. Anyway.
We'll come back around to that, by the way.
Can I get to this fucking story? Can I tell this fucking story? Please. Let me just tell the fucking story. Shit. I gotta give a fucking back history to every fucking thing I say. Walking down the trail. Trails were invented thousands of years ago so people could get to locations. Like, fuck, man.
All right.
Shane, man, I've been putting up with that shit from you for 20 years, dude. I don't want to fucking hear it.
So, anyways, y'all know the story. I fell down the fucking mountain. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I remember.
That's where I got the idea of you falling in the creek with that music playing.
So, I got a big old goose egg on my knee, and I had to go see the doctor and everything. And he did some blood work on me because he's like, look, we're going to give you a tetanus shot. We got to make sure you didn't get anything when you scraped yourself up on them rocks. Okay, so he does my blood work, comes back, and he goes over the results with me, and he's like, hey, man, everything's fine, but your testosterone was on the low side. So if you want to look into that, here's a place you can go to. So I'm like, oh, crap, what's wrong with my testosterone? Let me see what's going on. So I set up an appointment with a urologist like 6 months later. And I go in there, and he does some blood work, and he's like, Mr. Rollins, it's this Asian guy. And he's like, Mr. Rollins, your testosterone is equal to an 80-year-old man. And I was like, shit.
You never said that.
Yeah, I was like, shit, man. So he's like, yeah, we'll get your numbers back up. And then he gave me a prostate exam, which I don't know what that fucking had to do with anything. But he did.
You didn't have prostate cancer.
Yeah.
You had a finger up your butt.
I was clear. So at first I had to meet him every 90 days for the first year. And so I met him 4 times. My numbers got up. He said like within a month, my numbers were like that of a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So, but here's the problem. I didn't feel any different. It didn't fucking do anything. Like, it didn't give me like amazing strength and energy and vigor. Like, I felt the exact fucking same. And so the years go
with what he gave you is what it is.
When he first started treating me, what he did is he gave me the stuff that's an estrogen blocker. So it tells your body to keep producing testosterone, don't produce any estrogen. And it's called clomidophen, and they also use it for fertility. So, like, if women are trying to get pregnant or guys, it gets their sperm count up. So, anyways, he puts me on this stuff, and I have to take a half a pill a day. And, he told me at first it's just going to be temporary, just to get your body going back to where it needed to go, and then eventually you wouldn't have to do it anymore. So after the first year, I sit down to the doctor. I'm like, hey, man, you said a year ago that this eventually we would stop having to do this, and I wouldn't have to come in here all the time. Because every time I'm going in, he's sticking his finger up my ass every single fucking time. And, he's like, no, Mr. Rollins, this is for life. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's not what you said a year ago. So, I went with it. I didn't know what to do, so I went with it for a couple more years. And I've had the last year, I've just had shit happen where one of my doctors retired. Then I got another doctor, and he moved off. Then that urologist moved. And it's just fucking hard to schedule with anybody. So about a month ago, the pills, the medication I was taking, it ran out. And I was like, well, shit, I got to get, I'm supposed to be taking this stuff. And, I just stopped. So I called up, and I finally got this doctor to see me. And he's a white guy in his late 40s, early 50s. And he knew the doctor I had before. And the first thing I did, he said to me when he sat down, when he came into the room, he greeted me, and then he said, hey, so why was Dr. Chan giving you prostate exams? You're under 40. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I don't know why he was doing it. And he was like, yeah, you don't need those. Like every time he did it, your numbers were fine. It doesn't make any sense. Because, he read my medical chart. And he's like, I don't know why he was doing that. Do you have that in your family? Is that a high risk? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, you don't need that. And I was like, well, fuck, man. He did this like repeatedly.
He was billing you for it. He was billing your
Yeah.
Well, and so I told him, and he said, okay, man, well, if you want the meds, we can hook you back up on it. And I said, well, hold on. A year, when he first told me about this, he didn't say it was going to be permanent. He just said it was going to be a temporary thing. And the guy was like, well, what'd you go in for? And I was like, because the numbers were low. And he was like, is that it? Did you feel bad, or were you depressed, or were you gaining weight for no reason? And I'm like, no. And he said, well, usually when we give guys treatment, it's because they're having those symptoms. And if you're not having any symptoms and you're not trying to have kids right now, you don't need that fucking shit anymore. And I was like, what the fuck, man? For 4 years, I've been seeing this guy. And yeah, well, so he told me, he said, look, you've already been a month without the meds. Give it 2 more months. And if everything's looking good and you're not having any issues, then you're good to go.
Wow.
You should have pursued a malpractice suit.
Well, apparently he told me that doctor I had before left their organization. So there was some drama behind it.
You should have pursued malpractice, because it sounds like to me, and I'm not going to say with any certainty, but it sounds like to me that he might have been receiving some kickbacks from some sort of company that he was, and he had to validate his claims by performing those exams, and his results showed this, so he kept giving you that, and it all ties into money. So he was getting money for the shit he was doing.
You were a regular paycheck, Shane. That's all you were, a regular paycheck.
Yeah, the medical profession these days, it's rare to find a doctor that just cares about the people. All of them want to get paid. They all want money. They're all going to push whatever pharmacy says, we'll give you a percentage of these pills if you prescribe them. And so they all get paid. So, and that's usually what you come across. It's very hard to find doctors that want to keep people healthy and out of the hospital. Everybody wants to keep them coming back, because as long as they come back, they get more prescriptions. If they get more prescriptions, the doctors get paid.
Make that money.
How much money were you losing on that, Shane?
I mean, it wasn't that. The pills were pretty cheap. My insurance covered it, so.
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry for your butt, and
yeah,
literally. Sorry.
We're gonna have to have you too, John.
Every copay was like $50. The copay was $40, and then the meds were usually around $25. So.
Yeah. Now, to research and get those medicines approved is expensive, but to make those medicines is fucking cheap. So they're banking.
Well, I'm just glad I don't have to take that shit anymore. I don't have to have somebody stick their finger up my butt anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke that he did.
They have big fingers, little fingers.
You just did what? It takes the index, and when you get that pressure in your butt, it feels like when your ears are popping up in a hill or something. You just get this blood rush to your head, it feels like pressure.
You're gonna take a shit. It feels like you're gonna shit yourself.
So let's circle around to the dog.
So while you were gone, John, you missed an episode where I was telling Aaron that Sarah's gotten so fed up with the damn dogs that she just wants to get rid of them. She doesn't want to deal with them anymore.
How many dogs? You got Cody?
Yeah, we got Cody, Casey, Pistol, and Ruby. So 4 dogs.
4 dogs. Okay.
And we got 3 cats. We got a bunny rabbit. And she wants to get rid of them.
Y'all loving the dogs, and the dogs were like the most precious people. You call them people. You didn't even call them animals, and now you want to put these people in the ground?
That was the nickname we gave them.
How do you feel, Shane, about it?
When I was a kid, John, all of our dogs ran away. So.
Not really clear answer, but
we weren't the best home for dogs growing up, man. And when I told people about what happened with our pets, they were like, "Yeah, somebody should have given y'all a fucking animal cruelty charge."
Okay, so
let's go.
So Shane, are you on board with it, or are you on the fence about it?
I'm not spending any money to go get rid of them. If they die, they die.
So How old are they
now? 15.
Okay.
So.
Pretty old.
Yeah, they're old. I mean,
are you spending money on them, like for medication and stuff?
No. As soon as they say, yeah, you gotta give them these pills, I'm like, oh, that's it.
Ruby's not that old. And shit, man, that's kind of fucking harsh that you're just gonna let them die.
Yeah. You go out, drive out to the country, and then here you go. You can be free now. You can do what you want.
That's abandonment.
And then a hawk will come down and fucking take them away.
Well, what about the cats?
Well, see, they don't really get in the way of much, so.
So that's the problem. They're inconvenient.
Yeah, that is the problem. They're inconvenient. I mean, that's what I just said. The fucking having the kids with the animals, it's fucking inconvenient. Like, it was different when it was just the animals. So I'm not as extreme as, I'm going to go drop them off at the shelter. We're not doing that. But
you're going to tell them to kill them. Kill my fucking dogs.
If they die, they die, man. I mean,
couldn't you technically do that? Couldn't you put them in a kennel and say, "Hey, I just don't want I can't handle these dogs no more." Do you just have to pay a fine for it?
I don't know, but they'll have to put them down. They have the resources for them.
You pay a fee for a shelter to take your animal if you drop them off there. Now, if you just set them loose and animal control picks them up and they're not chipped, then they can't trace it back to you. But if they're chipped, they can trace it back to you and you get a fine.
Man, if I let those dogs go in the street, they'd be dead. They couldn't survive.
Pistol would.
They're tiny. No, he wouldn't. He's old as fuck. He's blind. He can't fucking hear. No, he wouldn't make it. Their teeth are bad. Their teeth are falling out. They'd be dead. They'd fuck with one wrong dog, and Ruby was getting walked the other day, and a Great Dane came out the garage and bit her. Just fucking ran up and bit her ass.
She's annoying as fuck.
That's a big old gash, like right in her ass.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Well, Great Danes can be unpredictable. I mean, they're known for having seizures.
But, yeah, so anyways, that's what's going on with the dogs.
Is Don even there? Okay, there you
go. All right, so let's recap real quick.
Because you weren't here. God damn it.
Let's just recap. Tesla truck. Shane, you on board with it, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting one of those fucking things.
Aaron, you on board with it? Okay, Aaron's not on board.
I know. I totally approve of that alternative fuel vehicle. I'm just not going to buy one.
But do you agree with Tesla? With Musk saying he did. Well, he didn't say, but do you agree that he went out to invent a truck for energy efficient purposes, like for actually that was for Shane, help me. He didn't make a truck for looks. He made a truck for
save the planet, basically.
Yeah,
what he was saying.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he made.
I want to get that thing, and I want to take it to the vinyl store that did Roger's little helmet to shape his head. And I want him to put that like the Halo armor, like the Master Chief green.
Man,
so when I get that, and then in the back of it, I'm gonna mount a fucking Nerf Gatling gun, and then I'll be riding back there in the back, fucking unloading Nerf bullets all over the neighborhood.
You can ride that thing. You do that, you can ride that during a parade.
Yeah.
That would. Well, I don't know if they let you.
I'll get some Mark.
Stop.
Mjolnir Mark 4 armor, and then you guys can.
There's already places that do this kind of shit. There's already places that do this kind of shit. Extreme Airsoft, Extreme Paintball. They all have fucking vehicles that look like Halo Wars or other sci-fi shit.
And John, you and Aaron can get ODST armor, and y'all can be riding around in the damn thing.
Well, it might be just cheaper. It'd be cheaper just to call, hey, like those people that do cosplay. Hey, I got the Warhog. Who wants to go on it? Saying you get like 20 guys out there. Don't get on it. I'll get on it, sir. I get on it.
$5 a person. $5 a person.
Like the radio, I'll have the Halo thing cranked up.
They'll pay you, Shane, to be on your truck. So
yeah. I was looking at the. Apparently, that thing don't have rearview mirrors. It's just a camera. You're just going all off the camera.
Fuck that.
But the screen, the dashboard display for the screen, it's pretty big. So you're gonna have a good view of what's behind you.
The inside look impressive. I like the inside look.
Well, they said that because you don't have all the shit to make engines move. They've saved a lot of room that way. So it's super roomy inside. You can stretch your legs, lean back, watch a little TV, turn on the autopilot. You're good to go.
I'm never using the fucking autopilot, Shane.
Well,
Never using it.
I'm not going to get the autopilot either because they want $7,000 for the autopilot. So I'm going to pass.
I'm just not getting no autopilot. I'm not doing autopilot. It is just not going to work. It's not going to work.
Oh, poor little baby. Says, I want a little Debbie. I want a little Debbie.
What if the darn baby just kept screaming the rest of the episode?
Well, you need to feed that kid shit. Or maybe don't do the podcast while your baby's trying to sleep.
Let's just let it. I was going to say we can just let John stand in there and the baby can scream the rest of the episode.
Yeah, they will use that audio for Crybaby Creek.
It's not about being afraid. It's being so goddamn angry because that baby won't shut up, and you can't make it.
Yeah, Gabriel's been working on promo art for it, and I was like, man, I got to get on the ball with this shit. He's really wanting to make this happen, and I'm like, I haven't done a damn thing other than write the script.
You don't want it to happen. You don't care.
Get a couple of actors that said they would do it, but God, man, getting everybody together is going to be a pain in the butt.
Well, we got Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't know what the plans are. We don't have any. What are you doing?
I'm minding my own fucking business.
Are you going to like Jamie's or something?
Oh, I might. I don't know.
I saw she said y'all been together a year now.
Yep.
How's that going?
Good.
What did she say about the girl that robbed you? She didn't have a fucking problem with that? What's up, Jonathan?
I mean, she was disappointed, but she said, you learned your lesson. Don't trust people.
Jonathan, you like Ninja Turtles?
No, I want a picture to write.
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
Come up to the camera.
You like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Hey, Jonathan, grab that big red dude. Grab him. Turn around and grab him. You see him behind you? The big red and yellow dude? Grab him. He's right behind you. You see him? Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Go get him, Jonathan. He's right there. Go get him. You can do it. Go get him. Yeah, go get him. Go get him. He wants to say hi. Go grab him.
He's telling on you. That's what he went to go do. He went to go tell on you.
Almost had him, man. Almost had him. He was thinking about it.
Poor kid. Yeah.
A chance.
Is he going for it?
Oh, is that that?
Yeah, that one.
Is that Deadpool? Is it Deadpool back there?
No, it's Homer Simpson. Grab Homer Simpson. Grab him. He likes his belly to be scratched. Go scratch his belly. Yeah, grab him, Jonathan. Grab him. He's about to do it. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
What's the big?
What are you doing?
Hey, boy.
What did I do?
Almost had him doing it. Almost got him.
No, you see, Shane.
What'd you do with the kiddo? Where'd she go? Where'd baby go?
Oh, back to the room. I tell you, Shane. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being cheesy, brother.
How much longer do you got before you go back to work?
2.5 more weeks.
Oh, dang, man. You're using the full time, huh?
Yeah, I pay full insurance. I'm gonna use my full insurance. They give me. So, but
Fucking right, man. Fucking right.
Anyway, all right. Shane, take over. I'm gonna go out here and see what's going on. Break down
All right,
again. All right, talk to y'all later.
All right.
Thanks for coming back. Hey, get your brother on the show. Get Daniel on.
He's supposed to be on tonight, but I guess he got sleepy again.
Oh, hey, none of y'all wanted to do AEW wrestling, right? Because
I can't get the time off now. I got back. I'll be back when it comes back. I'll be going back when it's coming out, and they're not gonna let me off.
Okay.
So,
All right.
talk to you later.
All right, boy.
Almost got that motherfucker. Almost got him.
Go up there and knock all of his stuff over, and John be like, "Damn it!" Like I was over there when John first moved in, and he didn't have that room anywhere near organized like it is now. Like when it first in there, it's like he took all of his shit and he just threw it on the floor and then walked out. And Now, since he's doing the podcast, he's been in the room and we're doing video. He's cleaned it up to make it look, presentable.
I bet half of it's still kind of fucking messy, isn't it? He only cleaned up what you could see.
Yeah, that's right. But that's why his relative came over the other day and said, "Hey, man, you need to move some of the stuff around in your house? Like it's kind of hard to move around in here." And he obviously got upset by that.
Well, if that's true, dude, do something about it.
Well, it's the thing with John's collection is he's one of the types of people like he says, "Oh, I like this," and he gets it. But it's not like an overall like mine. It's all action figures. They're all in the scale of 6 to 7 inches, and that's it. But John's got like fucking stuff from when we were kids. He's got statues. He's got helmets. He's got props. He's got comics. He's got videos. He's got coins. He's got Pez dispensers. He's got like just fucking anything that he likes and he sees, he just grabs it. And it's kind of hard to organize what goes where. And now he's gotten to where he doesn't like opening any of the figures. So now he's got boxes mixed in there. So it's just all kinds of insanity going on.
Sounds like hoarding.
You got to and that's the thing. It's not quite hoarding because he doesn't like compulsively do it like all the fucking time. But it just needs to be organized. That's all. He just needs to get like this is this part of the room be this and have things on a shelf and just do it that way.
Okay.
But I imagine it's hard with Jonathan running in there. He probably grabs everything and just throws it on the floor. So
I was trying to get him to do it right then. Maybe he did after we left. I don't know.
That's what Roger does when he comes up here, man. He goes straight for Mario and wipes off the shelf. Just goes up there and throws it all on the ground. Just looks at me.
He wants you to do it too.
Just look at you.
So why was he running around with a blanket on his head?
Oh, he really likes it. He thinks that stuff's funny. He comes up to you with the blanket. He wants you to throw it on him, and then he starts walking around slowly, bumping into stuff. But that one hit he took pretty hard. It almost knocked him over. He hit the damn wall so hard.
Yeah, I heard you say, "Oh."
You should watch the one I posted on Sarah's wall. I made a cut of it, a video cut where he keeps hitting it and it goes, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," and it's like him just jolting back from hitting the wall. So you like the boys? You just said there's problems with it you don't like?
Well, I mean, there's not a show that I've ever seen that I didn't have a problem with,
Battlestar Galactica?
It was parts of it didn't make fucking sense when they were doing that stupid ass trial.
Yeah, that was
you
dumb.
said that.
Batman the animated series?
They canceled it. That was my problem.
Well, they had to cancel it, man. I mean, couldn't go on forever.
No, they didn't. They didn't have to cancel it.
Well, it ran 4 seasons plus it spawned. But technically, if you look at the whole thing, man, it went on for a decade. They had Batman, then they had the Adventures of Batman and Superman, and then they had the Justice League, and then Justice League lasted 4 seasons. I mean, altogether, it's a massive span of time. And they still pop out movies like they like last year they had 2 movies from that universe.
Season 4 was good. I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 3 were good. Season 4, they changed up the animation style because they got new animators in. It's like, well, that's weird.
So when they brought in Superman to the cartoon, Superman, he's got powers, so he has to fight against aliens and stuff. The Batman before that, 1 through 3, it was just a guy in spandex fighting gangbangers. I mean, he wasn't fighting superhumans. Like the closest he got to a superhuman in that was Bane,
Killer Croc,
that tiger, and Killer Croc. Like scientific experiments. He didn't have aliens.
Poison Ivy almost killed him, and she had giant man-eating plants.
Yeah, poison ivy. So science experiments. But no, remember, like her plants. She wasn't actually a plant herself. She could just control them.
I know that, but she almost had a giant man-eating plant eat Batman.
Yeah, that was in season 4. That's when she changed. But no,
I don't remember. I thought that was in season like 2 or 3.
So season 1 was a lot more grounded. It was a lot more like realistic, like sci-fi
The Gray Ghost.
I don't think they said it like that. I know nobody. I know for damn sure nobody looked like that when they said it. I know that for a fucking fact. Yeah, Gray
How do you
Ghost
know?
is voiced
How
by.
do you know? You don't know. You don't see. It was a fucking cartoon, so you don't know.
I got the cartoon downstairs. I can go fucking pull it up and show you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actors that had to say it.
It was Adam West, and I'm damn sure he didn't fucking say that shit.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, he did say it.
Not like that. He didn't look like that when he did it. He just read
He
off.
said it that way. The Gray Ghost. He said it like that. I remember. I watched it.
I've actually met Adam West twice, and he wouldn't have done that.
You don't know.
I know.
Prove it.
You want to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Because you're a bum.
Yeah, you know, at first I look back at that, and like the first time I watched it, it was funny because he was so mad. But then I look back and it was like, man, Rocky was really fucking struggling.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a shitty apartment. You know, those turtles are still alive.
Well, they live. Well, no, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, he still got them at his house.
You know, he was sitting there bitching when Mick was walking away. It was like, man, he hit the nail on the head. Like, at least you had a prime. I'm fucking 30 years old. People that do this are 20. They're 10 years younger than me.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where I think Mickey at that point, he kind of like lost his will. Like he lost that spark. You know, I think he was just kind of doing it to go along, you know, just going through the motions.
He loved coaching, but he wasn't training a champ anymore. He lost the eye of the tiger.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he ever said "Eye of the Tiger." I think that was Apollo Creed.
He did say it.
Mickey said "Eye of the Tiger."
He said you got the eye. The eye. He said it in the first movie. Watch the first movie. You're gonna
I'm about to watch Creed 2. I haven't seen that one yet.
Neither have I.
I'm gonna watch
I have been watching The Boys. I think it's about to be over. I'm interested in why because I watched Jack Ryan. I watched season 1 of that, and they're doing 8-episode seasons at an hour.
Watch Creed 2. It's on Prime also. Creed 2.
Yeah, I saw that. I need to give that a watch.
I'm gonna watch after this. What'd you think about Homelander?
I mean, with him sucking on that girl's tits, that's when I knew. When he started sucking on her tits, I was like, yeah, something's fucked up and she's involved. It's something about the babies. And I saw the baby with the superpower. I mean, I could kind of tell where things were going. And then they said
everyone was like shooting the lasers with the baby and all that.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool. And like I said, man, some of it's kind of over the top. Like when you said the guy was eating that girl out and she popped his head, I was like, oh man, that sounds bad. Well, then you see it, and it's like, God, man, that's nasty. I mean, even the first episode when the A-Train runs through that girl and like you can see the blood splatter on his cheek, I'm like, oh.
Well, see, that's the thing about The Boys. It's a realistic depiction of what superheroes would be like.
It's a dark comedy that's overly satirical. It's like they take such cheap shots at DC. I mean, obviously the Homelander is meant to be Superman. He's got the heat vision, the X-ray vision, the super hearing, the flight. He's indestructible, you know. And then you got the Invisible Man, which is whatever his fucking name is, and Lamplighter. Yeah. Come on, Green Lantern much? You got all these contrasts.
Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman.
It's just too obvious, is my thing.
The man who tries to save all the fish, and every time he does it, he fucking kills them.
So for me, that was like another, like it's just too fucking obvious that y'all are making fun of Aquaman. Nobody's ever fucking liked him until Jason Momoa, and even now they still don't take him seriously.
Aquaman.
It's like this is potential to do something really cool with a character that controls that shit, and y'all just totally passed on it.
I pulled that episode, that old Aquaman cartoon. And like they ride in on the seahorses, and I told Sarah, I was like, "Yeah, man, when I was a kid, that was badass, but now it looks like shit."
Yeah, everybody makes fun of it, and I don't get it. I was like, if anybody should be all powerful, it should be Aquaman. It should be.
Well, I think it's because most of your fights either take place up in the sky or in a city, and water, animals, and stuff. It seems to be like most people aren't living in the water, so
it's too foreign. They can't connect to it, even though he should be like, you know, I should be able to pull the fucking Kraken up out of here and eat you alive.
At least the Kraken. Well, boy, we've hit an hour mark. Ready to wrap this up? You ready to wrap it up?
Either way, you're still going to do it.
You don't need to practice, Randy.
Why do you gotta yell, man? And you gotta fucking shake your head when you say it.
Well, Dwight Yoakam shook his head.
He was drunk and mad.
All right. Aaron's at Southeast Third. John's back on JP's What. We're at Big Beefin' at Me Beefin' on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the above. Signing off for tonight. We'll hit it again Monday, and then no, I think that's in 3 weeks. Well, eventually I'm going to go watch the wrestling, and I'll tell you guys what it's like. Fucking idiot.